As always, when we're talking about smart home technology, I always start with the security aspect. How secure is your home when you start introducing all these different components? And that can start with your doors, the physical doors and locks. And thankfully, there's a lot of smart home locks that are available, but it can get confusing. So today we're going to try to demystify some of that. First of all, I always say, choose the ecosystem that you want to live in. Are you a Google, an Amazon, or an Apple HomeKit person? The more that these work with, the better, in my opinion. So the ones we're looking at today, we've got some from Weiser, from Schlage, and also Alfred. They'll pretty well work with the Amazons and the Google ecosystems out there. If you are an Apple HomeKit person, you'll want to have a look at specific HomeKit versions of these locks. And both Weiser and Schlage actually have specific models that'll do that. And that'll just make your whole your HomeKit and your iPhone world work that much easier. So then the next level is, how are they kind of connecting into the smart home world? And there's different networks. A lot of the new ones are Wi-Fi security locks. And the nice thing there is it's super easy to get them all set up. There's also the Zigbee and Z-Wave home networking standards, and the Alfred lock, for example, can work in that world. The advantages of those two standards are that they're kind of like a local-based home network. So even if the internet goes down and the cloud goes down, it still really works quite well. But that being said, the Wi-Fi locks will still work. You won't be able to send them any keys or unlock them remotely if you're out and about. But any of the codes that they have in there now will still work, so you don't have to worry about that. So we have the Weiser locks here, and they've got a number of different models. You can see they've got some great ones that have the touchscreen code thing on the front security pad. And this is great because you can actually make specific codes for all the different members and friends that you want to have access to your home. In fact, the Weiser ones here can actually do up to, I think, about 250 different ones. Schlage, I think is around 100, and Alfred 20. Again, that being said, I don't have 250 friends or family members that I want to give access to my home. So in many cases, I think 20 is probably enough. If you need more than what these can offer, you're probably looking at more of a commercial solution for that. Weiser also has some other models that have fingerprint capability. They've just got a fingerprint and a key lock combination. They're kind of cool. I've had a chance to try them out, and they work quite well. Finally, you'll want to ask, do you want to have the key option? You know, the old-fashioned, put the key in, unlock, lock it. A lot of the newer ones don't even have that anymore because they're just so bulletproof as far as how they work with your smartphone and voice. But sometimes it's nice to have that old kind of key capability. One unique feature I found with Weiser that I thought was pretty cool is that it's got a smart security key feature. You can actually key your own keys in the lock using the special tool that comes with it. That's a nice option to have. So let's talk a little bit more about security. The one issue I have with keypads is that if you're using the same code all the time, bad guys can actually see your fingerprints on there and eventually guess it. Well, a lot of them do have a feature. For example, with Weiser, they've got Smart Screen, and when you enact that feature, before you key in your code, you have to punch in a couple random numbers that come up on the screen. That way, there's fingerprints all over it, and again, the bad guys would never be able to guess the actual security code. So let's dive into the actual voice command aspect. I really love being able to integrate the voice assistants like Google and Amazon Alexa, and I'll show you what I mean. Hey Google, are the doors locked?
The back door is locked. The garage door and front door are unlocked.
So again, using my voice, hey Google, lock all the doors.
Got it. Requesting to lock 2 locks. The back door is already locked.
That is so cool. And there's an additional feature that I love, and you can actually activate this as well. But it does have some security built into it in the form of a voice pin. Hey Google, unlock the back door.
Can I have your PIN?
1478.
Sure. Unlocking the back door.
That is so Awesome. So going into the apps, they have a lot of the same functionality and kind of work the same way. And there's a lot of information. You can get the history of all the people that have come and gone with their different security codes, when they came, when they left. And also you can assign the pins and pin codes here. And this is kind of cool. So typically you can send out invitations to your close family members that you want to have access to the home all the time. But then you can go in and actually set up different schedules as well. If you want to share a pin with your dog walker, and he or she only comes in between 9 and 10 a.m. on Mondays, basically their pin will only work during those times. You can also send one-time pins as well. So if you've got a courier coming, they can only use that once, and then it evaporates. Again, it's so easy to go into the app and program any of that, and having the ability to access this while you're out and about is fantastic as well. If you do want to have that remote capability outside the house, you do have to remember to get a lock that does have Wi-Fi. And again, the Weiser and the Schlage locks have that. Alfred, you can get the additional Wi-Fi module. This particular one actually has it bundled, but it just kind of gives you that much more flexibility. Another use case that you might want to look into if you're an Airbnb owner is that you do want that Wi-Fi compatibility so that you're able to access the locks remotely and to be able to send PIN codes to any customers that are coming. That way, you don't have to go and meet them with the key. You can basically do it all digitally, which is a great feature. So in summary, there are a few basic questions here that I get. What if the Wi-Fi goes down? Will my lock still work? Yes, it will. Are these things easy to install? They are fairly easy. If you can install a regular door lock, these will work with pretty well most doors that are out in the market right now. It's pretty simple. And as far as the app setup, that's even simpler in most cases. So make sure that you do choose the right ecosystem and the features that you want, whether you want a keypad, a lock, or a fingerprint scanner, and you're in business.